modification you might be thinking of making on your Jeep for your next adventure, American Off-Road Customs has you covered, hanging out with Jonathan, one of the owners here. And today we're talking about how you can take a stock Jeep and turning it into one of these bad boys behind us. So let's talk a little bit about it. How does it work? How does it go from stock to not so stock?
So a lot of times people get a new Jeep or they get a used one or whatever and it's not been modified and they see these driving around and they're like, how do I get there? Do I just buy a lift and put wheels on it and I'm good to go? And the short answer is yes, but the long answer is it's a lot more complicated than that. There are so many modifications out there that it can be overwhelming for someone who doesn't understand all the stuff. So we try to offer a way to get you set up the way you want and offer all those upgrades, so that way it's correct and it's going to drive well and perform the way you want and not have to try to figure it all out on your own.
So let's talk about some of them. We'll start with this beautiful yellow one that you are so fond of because it is yours. Some of the modifications that you made on this are what?
So this is basically still a stock platform in the form that it still has the original engine in it, still has the original size axles, but from there it kind of goes away. So it has coilovers, it's got long arm. People ask what size the lift is. Unfortunately, because it's coilovers, it's kind of unknown. I would estimate like a 3-inch or so lift. Custom fenders, rock sliders, skid plates, 40-inch tires, custom roll cage, custom seats, custom sound system, doors, the whole stuff.
Yeah. So how does that differ from maybe this black one that's behind us?
So this one is pretty much stock with the exception of the axle work that we did to it. So this has what's called portals on it, which is an axle lift. Enables you to get the same size tire that's on this one without having to do all the other work because the stress is now relocated into the portal and not on the rest of the drivetrain. So all he really has to do, put portals on, fits bigger wheels and tires, and the rest of it's good to go.
And then you were telling me some of the differences between this one and the white one, how you can see what's been done versus how you can't.
Right, so these are both 40-inch tire builds, same kind of Jeep as far as the platform goes, but this one is all about rock crawling and has way more work done to the suspension and stuff like that. This is a traditional suspension lift, and you can see by looking at them that the axle and all that stuff is way down more visible compared to this one. This guy is more concerned about just having ground clearance to get out into the terrain, but not really worry about rock crawling. So he's more about ground clearance, he's more about rock crawling, so they have two different sides of the same coin to get where you want to go.
Which is nice for no matter who your customer might be. And the other cool thing, the modifications you make on Jeeps, you can also make on trucks, right?
Yeah, so a lot of the same stuff that we do on Jeeps, we can still apply to a truck. So if you want to have a lifted truck with bigger wheels and tires, you want to re-gear it, we do all that stuff on trucks as well as on Jeeps. So either way you go, whether it's a truck or a Jeep or an SUV, we can do the same kind of stuff. There are little nuances that vary between the platforms, but overall, we can do the same kind of stuff to a truck.
And these look big and bad as is, but they get bigger and badder when you move into this overland type of idea. Talk to me a little bit about that.
So a lot of people, especially after COVID, wanted to be able to get out into the wilderness, get away from all the people and camp and stuff like that. And being able to pack all your gear in with you, have a tent on board, water supplies, kitchen, all that kind of stuff to carry with you is what is referred to as like an overland setup. So being able to pack all that stuff in there, we can offer certain aspects of your build to be able to cater to that as opposed to, like I said, a rock crawler setup.
So whatever your next adventure might be, start dreaming of it now because they can do it all here at American Off-Road Customs.